Here at Pan M360, we are with DJ Shub, formerly a member of Tribe Called Red, and also electronic producer, DJ, involved in many projects, and also having a great solo career, and coming at Présence Autochtone in Montreal this week. Hi, DJ Shub.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for
Good.
having me.
Well, yeah, we're very proud and happy to have you because you're a true pioneer of hybridization of electronic music and indigenous music in Canada. So it's been a while now that when you started to, shape those new forms, shape those new approaches, which means that you blend your own heritage with very modern electronic technologies and also culture, hip hop, and also electronic from every types of beats, I would say.
Yeah, it's weird because it's for me, it still seems like it's a new thing to me. I mean, but in reality, it's since the first birth of PowWowStep. It's been a good 12 years or so, 12, 13 years. So it's been a while. And I just can't, I really am always shocked at how the music is still going, and not only going, but going strong. There's still such a good audience, and there's still such a need for this music, and it's incredible. It's, to me anyway, it's very, it just surprises me every time I play a show, and it's just new faces and people really enjoying themselves to this music, and people hearing it for the first time, which still blows me away. But at the end of it, people are loving the music, dancing and enjoying it and that's the main reason why this music was created in the first place, for communities to get together and enjoy themselves. But not only that, but just to get a little culture into it, and that's a lot, and that's something that you don't see too often in music. And I think that's what keeps this music alive, is the culture.
Yeah. As a member of the Six Nations of the Grand River, and also you have Kanyenkiaga Mohawk origins too, where is the angle of your own community in your music? Because we know now that indigenous music in Canada and North America is really broad and diversified. So we have to discover now the details and the nuances of each communities now. And what are yours?
Yeah, like you said, it's very diverse, and a lot of people don't realize that even just across Canada, there are diverse cultures in within nations, and as far as the music goes. And for me personally, when I was with Tribe Called Red and we started making PowWowStep, we used a lot of Plains Cree big drum powwow music, and that's sort of the popular music that you would hear at powwows, competitions and whatnot. So it started with that, and it started with using competition songs, and we kind of stayed away from some of the more traditional and the songs that have meaning, the ceremony songs. We kind of like knew that those were red flags and not to touch. And
you don't touch sacred music. Right?
No, yeah, we leave that alone. We would just use the stuff that was made to for everyone to dance to. So that's when it really started. But as my career went on and I started my solo career, I really wanted to pay homage to where I'm from, the Six Nations, and the music that comes from there. The traditional music that comes from there is very different. So there are big drums. Big drum groups from Six Nations, but there's also the traditional is just a water drum, a smaller drum, and it's usually faster singing and a lot of social songs. So I wanted to bring awareness to that traditional music. And my last album, War Club, I used a lot of samples. I had my cousins come into the studio in Six Nations. They're drummers, they're traditional drummers, and singers. So I had them record a lot of things, and so yeah, I've been using more things that are based around my nation. So so I'm kind of giving a taste of what it's like to hear the traditional music from my area. And it's cool too, because now that, like, you know, as you see the music and this PowWowStep kind of evolve, and now you see artists and producers using that technique across Canada. So now you have people that are sampling their music from their culture. You know, out west, you know, you have the Coast Salish, and their drums and their singing are totally different and beautiful. But now you see artists implementing that in their music. So it's very cool to see, you know, across the board, to see this this movement of PowWowStep that's happening, and they're using their own culture into the music. It's so cool.
Yeah, we see a lot of new experiments. For example, Joe Rainey is using drone and, you know, heavy electronic, dark wave with powwow music, which is fantastic too.
Yeah, it's so neat. And that's like, it's so cool to see that kind of thing, because not only is it a new music for everybody, but it's also a cultural experience. And you're learning, you know, like you hear this music and you're like, what is that? You know, what type of music is that? And it engages you in ways that other music it finds hard to do, you know.
Yeah, you started to involve hip hop rhythms, electronic rhythms, techno or house, any kind, but about the you know, other kinds of rhythms than indigenous rhythms from North America. You know, for example, Latin American, African American, Caribbeans, North African, and things like that. Is it sometimes hitting, you know, indigenous producers like you?
I think it's for me personally, it's always I'm always comfortable when I'm not comfortable. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I could easily just sit in my little box and just keep making the same thing, but I'm always trying to experiment. Okay, where can this sound go? You know, and me being a DJ, I'm always listening to all kinds of music. So I'm always willing to experiment. Okay, will this music mix with this music? And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I mean, it's that uncomfortableness and that outside of the box thinking that you know, that that makes this music limitless in a way, you know what I mean? And for me, I mean, I always tell people there's only two kinds of music. There's good music and bad music, you know.
That's true.
And so you know, making music is what it is. You just make as much music as you can and experiment. And I think, yeah, and me personally, like being a DJ, growing up as a hip hop DJ, you know, that element of hip hop and sampling is what I grew up with. So it's always going to be embedded into me and then into my music.
Mm-hmm. And what could we say about your recent achievements? The way your craft has evolved, the way it changed, and what are you proud of in the last months or years?
I think the thing that I'm most proud of with the music is how collaborating with other artists is becoming very you know, for me personally, I think it's the next step. I mean, like the last album, War Club, had a lot of features, and I was fortunate enough to be able to tour War Club, which is the show that I'm going to bring to you guys. So that is the next big step, and for me personally, it's being able to work with artists that I've wanted to work with, whether they're friends, whether they're family, whether it's just people on my bucket list, you know, like you know, that I'd love to work with. That is, for me personally, that's the direction of where this is going, you know. And not only that, but also making music for scoring music is something that I've found that I love doing too, for television shows, you know, for movies, trailers and stuff like that. And it's really, there's a lot of avenues for this music that, you know, and now with the, you know, how popular indigenous music is especially in television right now, there's a lot of opportunities for artists like me, you know, to use your talent to get out there, to put your music out in the forefront.
Of course.
Mhm.
And what would be your favorite collaborations in the recent time, and what would be the next we can know?
Well, I just posted a story on my Instagram. I'm working on my new album, and we just worked on a song with Asanabe, who is a you know, a rock star when it comes to indigenous music. He is phenomenal. I've known him personally for you know, a couple years now, and I've watched his career just kind of skyrocket. And I was very humbled to get him into the studio yesterday. So yeah, so that's it's going to be a really, I can't wait for this new album that I'm working on, to, you know, for you guys to hear it. It's really cool. And it's, like I said, it's the next step in, you know, this music and where it's going to go.
Do you think we're still in the golden age of indigenous music renaissance and culture in general? Are we still in this era, or now there's a new chapter starting?
I think so. I think as long as people are still willing to listen and learn, I think that plays a big part in this music. You know, me personally, I'm going to be making music till I can't anymore. And I hope that the next wave, and I do see that in the youth and the younger producers, you know, there's such a big wave of young producers now, creating PowWowStep, or not only PowWowStep, but just any kind of indigenous music. So there's definitely enough indigenous artists out there. You know, it's just a matter of are people still willing to listen and you know, learn, basically, you know what I mean? And I think that, you know, I got faith in the generations to come that are more open and willing to listen, and I have faith in, and then all generations, you know, they're all, you know, everybody seems to be willing to learn and listen still, so that's good.
You still call your music PowWowStep?
Yeah, I think so. I think we really haven't broken from that title, but
I like it.
It's not too often that you get to make up your own genre of music, right? So,
well, you know, the name is not necessarily the bottom line. It sometimes happens, and after it sticks.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, excellent. So you're coming as a DJ in Montreal. Will you do a live set or a DJ set?
Yeah, so it's the set that I'm doing is War Club Live. So it's different from a DJ set that I normally do. It's based around my album that I released going on 2.5 years now. And it's basically it's a visual adaptation of the album. So there's going to be visuals. We have traditional dancers in regalia, and I'm bringing along some MCs from the album. So it's kind of, you'll get a good taste of what the album is all about with the show.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. So it's a sort of an introduction for us.
Yeah, definitely. And I have a few surprises for the show. So yeah, I'm excited. Everybody's excited for this one.
It sounds great. DJ Shub, I thank you very much for this generous interview. I wish you a great continuation, and congratulations for your great craft.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, and it was good to talk to you again.
Same with me. Yeah. Have a good day.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Ciao.